we have concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens.
Anthony, I want to talk to you about...
Okay, I'd love to.
I was not ants.
Yeah.
As a young boy growing up in
Warsaw,
Northern
Poland,
California
during World War I. We've set the scene and go.
Growing up in Northern California, one of my constant refrain from my father was a incessant, almost maniacal concern about the ants. The ants were coming. The ants were here. The ants had to be dealt with. The ants, don't leave that out. The ants will arrive. I've got to spray for the ants. Oh my God, here they are. The ants are here. It was ants everywhere.
Now, is that a Northern California thing, or is that a?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't have any comparative data.
But you were an adult in Northern California at one point.
That's true. It didn't. Maybe it's more of a dad thing. I don't know. I don't know if other areas
I recall my father being keenly interested in ants as well, but
really?
I don't recall seeing any really in the house.
Dude, we saw them all the time.
Maybe that was because of my father's vigilance.
You're saying you have a better dad than me.
Well, and I know your parents listen to this and get fucked.
Well, all right. That's not the message I would give to my parents, but
no.
If
they raised you better, you would.
We got ant invasions on the reg. It was they would be on the windowsill, they would be in the backyard, they would be in the garage, they would be, there would be an ant infestation, and then that's when my dad would slowly lose his grip on sanity, and it would be and I get it, man.
And did he always have the little spray bottle? Did he have like Roundup? And he was like,
oh yeah. He was all over that. He actually had,
Did he ever try like the red pepper, the cumin pepper, or the cayenne pepper on the windowsill?
Never saw that, but he had, this is, a window into who my father is. He had the full on like canister with the hose attachment where you spray it and you hold with one hand the canister and the other hand has the spray. Yeah, like a Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
He had that, that much poison was in our proximity all the time.
Wow, he really had a war going on with those ants.
Yeah. He did. It was anybody's guess as to who was winning at any given time.
Can you imagine? I mean, I suppose there must be something. There must be something in my day-to-day life that I'm that perturbed by. But I'm trying to think of what it is.
Yeah,
because I'm thinking about you buy the canister, you spray daily if you have the canister. You're looking for those like intense areas.
That's
right. How dads are like in the corners where there's like just a little more grass. They live in the corners. It's like, I don't know if they live in the corners, Dad. Like, it feels like they're not like the Babadook.
According to my dad, they were.
You know what I mean?
Woke him up at night,
They come at night and they'll suck the soul out of your mouth. What? I don't know that that's true. Now, do we have ants, Father, or do we have Babadooks? And if we have
tiny little Babadooks all over the place.
Now, if we have Babadooks, you can't do anything about it because we're allies.
That's true.
And the Babadook is a gay icon. If it's ants, you can spray. If it's Babadooks, you
have to respect that.
That's fucking crazy that you would spray a Babadook just for expressing who they are. That's nuts.
Anyway, so it's always been something that's kind of in the back of my mind, the ants. And we had here at my house in Colorado, we had a moment where we got a bunch of ants that were seeping up out of a crack, and I had flashbacks. I was like, I've inherited the compulsion, the curse,
the family curse.
That's right.
The ants have followed me, and now I am bound to this task.
That's right. It's less of a Babadook and more of an it follows now.
Wow. You fucked an ant.
Well, somebody's ant. Anyway.
No, that's aunts. That's aunts, and you said we weren't doing that.
That's true. We aren't doing aunts. So
you now have ants.
Well, I dealt with them. They went away. It was a whole thing. It was a crazy thing.
It didn't take a canister or anything. You just got rid of an ant.
I mean, I could tell you the story if we want to really tangent. It's a pretty wild story.
I don't want the full thing, but did you get rid of the ants?
I didn't do anything. They left.
Wow.
It was So what happened was,
The
I'll
ants
tell you the
hated
quick
you.
version. Here's the
The
they
ants,
took
the
one
ants,
look at me and they're like, "Fuck this."
they moved into your house and they looked around. They're like, "This guy's a dork."
They're like, "Hey, what's up? Whoa, we made a wrong turn at Albuquerque."
Not only does this guy not party, he buys extra boxes to put his board game boxes in.
That's right. That's
We
right.
gotta
This guy,
go.
we really thought we were in the house of a cool, and we were so wrong.
We gotta get out of here.
I'll tell you the quick version of the story. So, right at the edge of my garage door, there's a seam between the two slabs of concrete that make up the driveway. It's right at the edge, like just past the garage door. And one fateful morning, I noticed this massive spread of ants that were seeping up through that crack, like an insane number. Like it was like a black smudge. It looked like a solid black smudge.
Like one
Not
of
a
those full-on like clouds of hundreds of them.
Hundreds, thousands, yes. And so I am freaking out because, I was raised to, and I look down and I realize that the ants are like squirming. They're pressing up against each other in this sort of like massive, it was.
Yeah, because we've already said that these are party ants. Like you walked into an ant orgy.
It was a rave. It was an ant rave that I stumbled onto.
And they were like, hey man, we just moved in.
Yeah. And so I'm like, oh my God, I got to get the canister with the thing. I got to do it. I got to go get me to a Home Depot stat. And so I'm, I have no poison on the premises, lesson learned, like always have poison, I guess.
Yeah.
But,
I learned that from the Borgias.
I'm making preparations to deal with it. And I go and the next day, no ants. Like none, gone. And so I start Googling, like, what the hell? I'm like, did I hallucinate this ant thing? Is it so deeply embedded in my psyche that now I'm freaking out and inventing ant colonies?
Yeah.
What the best that I can determine based on Googling is that there was, and evidently this is not uncommon, there was a colony versus colony ant war in my front yard.
Totally accurate battle simulator, 1,000 ants versus 1,000 ants.
Yes. They were at fucking war in my front yard and someone lost and they all retreated back down into the hole.
Yo, that fucking slaps, dude.
Right? Yeah. Anyway, that's the best I can. And they haven't come back.
No, because they're collecting their dead. They're mourning. They're signing treaties.
Yeah, there's like a little ant documentary with the little ant letters to home.
Yeah. Territorial lines are being drawn. They got to reprint the globes.
That's right. That's right. Anyway, that's not what this story is about. This story is about ant eaters, really, because we got an interesting story sent to us or posted here on the Discord, which is a really wonderful place to hang out if you're so inclined. We have an awesome group of folks posting cool science stories and all kinds of other neat discussions happening over on our Discord.
Yeah, all you got to do is head to patreon.com/wehaveconcerns and join up and get access. I want you to know, Jeff, I read this article this week. I came across this.
Interesting, right?
I'm excited to talk about this.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm fascinated by this. As you know, we haven't really talked about ants before, and I think obviously it's something that has colored my entire existence.
Mm-hmm.
And I am just honestly kind of blown away when you read the statistics about ants. Like, supposedly, there's an estimated 20 quadrillion ants on Earth. Scientists have estimated 20 quadrillion ants. They say there's 12 megatons of pure biomass, of ant biomass.
And about 70% of that is on your dad's windowsill.
Dude, I believe it. They're all there. That equates to 12 megatons of dry carbon. That equates to 20% of the total human biomass on Earth. So 20% of all. So if you think about how many ants would make up the body mass of one single human.
Yeah.
20% of all humans is the equivalent of how many ants there are on Earth.
How many people do you think that you've passed on the street or sat next to on a train that were 20 million ants in a trench coat? Because apparently it could be up to 20% of the human
Yeah.
population.
2 out of every 10, 1 out of every 5, ladies and gentlemen. Look around you. Are there 5 people on the bus right now? One of them is an ant person.
Yeah, look to your left, look to your right. Ants.
We can't call him Ant Man because that's completely different and it's copyrighted.
It's Ants Man.
That's right, plural. Ants Man.
Yeah, it's different.
That there is more biomass of ants on Earth than all the biomass of all wild birds and mammals combined.
Dude, birds is eating good.
Birds is eating good. Well, this is what we're going to get to because this is the story that you and I both read that I find to be fascinating is that there is a new study that has been released in the journal Evolution that aims to look into the phenomenon of ant eaters. This is called myrmecophagy. Myrmecophagy is the scientific term for an eater of ants and termites. Evidently, both of those fall into the same category. So,
yeah, it tracks.
Creatures that eat purely ants and termites are called myrmecophages.
Okay. Okay, I like it. Word of the day.
What we have determined is that this is a phenomenon that has occurred numerous times over the evolutionary life cycle of the planet.
So, so what you're saying is, for as long as the planet has been around, there have been anteaters.
Well, not as long as the planet has been around. It's actually pretty wild that it's really in the last 66 million years, which, on the timeline of the planet is pretty recent. Before that, like 150 million years ago, there weren't that many ants. We have determined that population exploded in the last 50 million years, like 66 million to 50 million years ago. The ant population exploded to what we get now, which is what we're talking about, 20% of all the biomass.
Yeah. So what happened? What changed in the physiology of the earth or the physiology of living creatures that made so many ants pop up 50 million years ago?
The short answer is they don't know.
Cool.
There are
Good night, everybody.
There are theories. They think that this may have corresponded to a general warming of the climate on Earth that made it more conducive, which actually made more flowering plants and vegetation, which is what ants dig and termites. So there's a possibility that just sort of the ecosystem of Earth based on temperature change made it so these insects could reproduce more frequently and be more abundant, but they don't really know the answer. Those are just, the kind of running theories. But along those lines, because this giant new food source basically became so copious around the Earth, individual evolutionary strains of myrmecophages have evolved, they say, independently at least 12 times since the Cenozoic era, which is 66 million years ago.
So essentially, something evolved into an anteater, and then independently, something else, some other species line that was not connected, also evolved into an anteater just because there's so many fucking ants around.
That's
Your
right.
dad was right. There were all ants and no dads 50 million years ago.
That's right. No dads to stop it.
There were no fathers 50 million years ago.
That's right. The ant's only known enemy is the dad.
Is the suburban dad. And without a suburban dad, the ants just flourished.
They profligated around the entire Earth.
But here's my question, Jeff. Sure, there's a lot of ants. There's tons of ants. You just said 20% of human biomass, more than birds and other mammals. I get it. That's a lot of ants. But also, Jeff, ants is tiny.
Ants is tiny.
Ants is not a lot. If I'm looking to eat a food.
That's right.
If I'm not a plant eater and I'm looking to eat a food, what we've got these tiny little guys. They spend the majority of their time underground. Why am I going to evolve to eat something that is hard to eat and honestly is not even that much eat?
Well, yeah, think about
no eat.
Think about your old childhood alphabetical zoological book, you know?
Mhm.
A is for anteater.
Yeah.
B is for, baboon or whatever it is. It was always A is for anteater or A is for aardvark. And
Yeah.
anteaters and aardvarks are both myrmecophages.
And they're
Myrmec
big. They're big
and they're
boys.
big. That's right. These are mammals. These are mammals that subsist on eating these itty bitty teeny weeny little insects. And
And
if
they're
you think
tiny
about
polka dot bikinis.
that's right. If you think about their long snouts and their big long tongues that come out, they have sticky tongues.
Yeah.
So they can shoot their tongue down into the little ant hill.
Feels like a bad long way to evolve to get not much food, if I'm honest.
It's absolutely accurate. So they say that even a small myrmecophage, I feel like I'm mispronouncing that every time I say it.
Hey,
I'm trying though.
no, you're doing great. Something just occurred to me, and I'm so sorry. You ever see an anteater or an aardvark use their tongue in real life?
Like at a zoo?
Yeah, like at a zoo or
Yeah.
even in a video or something. Have you
Yeah.
seen it? Not like a kid's animation of it, but like the real deal.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy. It kind of slithers
It's
out.
disgusting.
Yeah.
It's weird as hell. It
Yeah.
looks like it looks like creepy pasta.
It does
looks
look like
like-
creepy pasta. Yes.
It looks like one of the TikTok accounts I follow that does like weird 3D animation where like a human stretches and deflates. You know?
It says more about the TikToks you follow.
Yeah, well, I love them because they creep me out. Or like a lady's running for an elevator and she gets caught in the elevator door and she gets smashed and turns into cake and it's weird. Like,
Yeah. There's much more curling of the tongue than you would think.
and it comes out, it slides out like a,
Yeah.
it
Like a
slides out,
Play-Doh, like one of those old Play-Doh extruders.
but
you
it's
know?
quick. It's like a blade. It's smooth,
Yeah.
like a switchblade. It just comes like out. It's
Yeah.
it's very unsettling.
It is.
I don't.
It's not adorable in any stretch. Yeah. Any
No,
sense of
it's
the
like
word.
it's like the idea of a sloth versus seeing an actual sloth up close, where you're just like, oh, when that thing that I read about sloths, where it's like they have their own micro ecosystem in their fur because
Yeah.
they don't really wash very much.
Right.
That means something. That means
That is-
something.
That has tangible, visible evidence that is
Yeah.
not fun to look at.
Like you
Yeah.
see an aardvark in an illustration or like a still
Cartoon.
picture.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah, or in the incredible 60s cartoon series The Ant and the Aardvark, made by UPA, the same studio that did the Pink Panther. Great series. Then you see a real one and you go, "No, thank you.
Yeah, they're
Not needed." So, we don't say this enough on We Have Concerns, but like sometimes when I hear a species is disappearing, I'm like, "Okay,
little extinction's not bad for everybody.
look, some things is weird. Some things is weird and gross, and I get that, like, oh, we're a beautiful interconnected web, and if even one strand, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see your gross animal. Get rid of it.
Well, one of the fun things about reading this story for me was discovering a bunch of myrmecophages that I'd never heard of before. Because everybody's heard of the anteater and the aardvark, right?
Yeah.
But here's one. They talk about a small one called the numbat, Numbat. Never heard of a numbat before.
That's a good insult.
You're a numbat. Such
Yeah,
a
doesn't
numbat.
that sounds mean?
Yeah. Total numbat, this guy.
That guy's a,
Don't act like such a numbat.
yeah.
Anyway, the numbat, which is a smaller myrmecophage, eats about 20,000 termites a day.
It's too many.
That's a lot. That's a full day's work is what that is.
That's too many. That's what I'm saying. Like, so the entire day is spent shoving your weird sticky tongue or whatever down a dirt hole. Get
That's right.
extinct. Get extinct.
There's another one I never heard of, Anthony, that just sounds badass. This sounds like something I would put into a D&D campaign. There's something called an aardwolf.
Yeah.
An aardwolf. Not an
Yeah.
aardvark, an aardwolf. That's pretty rad. Aardwolf will eat 300,000 ants in a single night.
That's too much. You're spending too much time.
300,000.
You're spending
Bonkers.
too much time. Like, this is why you gotta get extinct.
This is, when people talk about a whale and how much krill it needs to eat, to stay alive. I often think just how improbable that just all of it seems. It just seems like if you got to eat 300,000 of anything in a single night to stay alive, how are you alive?
It's over.
How?
It's like the level of dedication that it takes. This is why I can't be one of those people. Like I was briefly on the weightlifting team in high school, and I stopped because I was just like, I don't like thinking this much about food. It wasn't the monotony of the weightlifting that got to me, even though I did find some of the, sometimes I did find it boring. It was the monotony of the calories. It was the monotony of the, well, I'm bulking up. So if I'm bulking up, I need to eat this much per day. And it needs to, like, I'm not animal. I'm not Numbat. I don't want to do this. I
mean, despite how many times I've called you Numbat, you're not.
I want order
Numbat.
pizza, not think about it. I want to eat cereal in the morning, not think about it. And then in between the cereal and the pizza, I want a full day of not thinking about eating.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like,
well, what else is the Numbat doing? Like it doesn't have any other hobbies.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe the Numbat would have hobbies if it didn't spend all its time eating. It is adorable in an illustrated form. I'll say in illustrated form, it's adorable. But once again, even on the illustration, I must draw attention to this weird tongue.
Well, that's the interesting thing is that weird tongue has evolved separately over millions of years. These separate lines, at least 12 different times. Weird tongue, lack of teeth, sticky tongue. These are the things that kind of have happened. Sticky tongue, specialized claws and stomachs, reduced or missing teeth.
Wait, I would love to know what's specialized about the stomachs. Is it because they basically like, okay, tongue goes into hole. It's gross. Comes out like
covered in ants, just filthy with ants.
Like when you dip an ice cream into the sprinkles.
That's right. That's exactly right. Except the sprinkles in this case are squirming.
Yeah, it's like a deleted scene from The Lost Boys.
It's fly paper. It's tongue fly paper.
So tongue comes out covered in ants. I imagine tongue goes in, they straight up just swallow ants whole. And they must have some specialized stomach that's evolved to deal with entire squirmy ants.
I guess. Yeah, they don't go into it here, but yeah, I guess.
I don't like it. It's just another thing I don't like about them.
There's a number of things they don't like. So this study, I should have said at the beginning, this study, by the way, was done by a fellow named Philip Barden. He's the study's corresponding author and associate professor of biology at New Jersey Institute of Technology. He is quoted as saying, "What? Yeah, so I study ants. Was that funny to you?
Hey,
is that funny to you? You laughing?
I'm a clown now?
Yeah, ants. That's right. I study ants, anteaters, numbats, wolves. Wow, what is that funny to you? You gonna laugh?" Anyway, that's a direct quote. And they, over there at the New Jersey Institute of Technology, they compiled dietary data for 4,099 mammal species. They couldn't get the just one more.
Yeah, that seems lazy.
It was a Friday. Everybody wanted to go home.
They were just going to get out. They were just like, it's time to get out of here.
Should we stay for one more? Nah, I got stuff to do. What am I staying here for? So anyway,
I'm going to go see that Frankie Valli musical. I'm going to go see Jersey Boys.
It's a delight.
I heard there's got a new Kevin Smith movie over at the Kevin Smith Theater.
Nearly a century of natural history records, conservation reports, taxonomic descriptions, and dietary data sets. They combed all of this stuff, and they reviewed over 600 published sources. They found all kinds of wild, different dietary, like animals that have such specific diets. They found fruit-eating foxes, sap-drinking primates, but not that many myrmecophages. We have about 20, there's over 200 mammals that will eat insects, ants, and termites, but there's only 20 true, pure myrmecophages that still exist on the planet.
They're all weird.
But the crazy thing is they have myrmecophagy has evolved at least once in each major mammal group. So there's three, this was news to me as well, something I learned in reading this. There's three major mammal groups. So we all know what mammals are, right? But there's monotremes, marsupials, and placentals. And this is basically describing how they give birth, right?
Yeah.
We know what a placental is, like humans and apes have a placenta in the, in the female's
Yeah.
body.
Marsupials have a goop pouch.
Goop pouch, like kangaroos, stuff like that. And monotremes are basically egg producing mammals, which I didn't even know was a thing until
right,
now.
because you're supposed to be told, like, one of the first things that you learn about mammals when you're in school is like, okay, they have fur, they're warm-blooded, and they give birth to a live baby. And then your science teacher would be like, except for this crazy ass platypus.
Platypus is basically the only one left of the monotremes.
Except for this crazy ass platypus. That's, you want to talk about I before E, except after C. Here's the except after C.
Always an except after C, man.
It's a psychic duck. It's psychic type, and it has migraines that cause earthquakes, and it gives birth via egg.
Crazy. Mammals who have eggs. What do they think of next,
Tell you.
But anyway, so each of these three types, which, have been have their own evolutionary track, basically, because they're, there's very little overlap because they literally give birth differently. But each has evolved into having a type of species that eats ants, basically.
So no matter, wait, shut up. Shut up and wait. Platypus, not myrmecophage. Monotreme, myrmecophage extinct?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so nowhere out there is there an egg-laying mammal with a weird tongue, because I can't deal with that, Jeff. That's too much.
That's a bridge too far.
If I'm going to be honest, like, I can deal with the duck I could deal with the fur duck that lays the egg, and I'm going to be like, okay, cool, whatever. I don't want to deal with fur duck lay egg, have weird tongue.
I agree, man. It creeps me out just hearing you say it.
Yeah, go extinct.
Anyway, so they have mapped the fact that these dietary limitation, basically, they call them obligate myrmecophages, which means that's all we eat. That's the only thing we eat. Because there's insectivores, there's omnivores that just eat anything,
Yeah.
But there's these obligate myrmecophages that are just like, we're pot committed. And the crazy thing about this, they believe that.
But why? Why do they do it? Why?
Because there's such an abundance of the food source, and in areas that there may be, lacking other food sources, it's like, eat this shit or die, bro.
Wow. But
there's
there's an island of weird tongues and ants, and that's all that's going on.
Yeah. Yes.
That's it,
right.
man. Like a weird Mario Odyssey jungle level or something, where it's like there's 3 weird birds that live on this island, and that's all there is. Deal with it.
That's true. So evidently, okay, on the Cretaceous period, ants made up less than 1% of the insects on Earth.
That's right. Get wrecked.
In the Miocene, about 23 million years ago, they rose to 35% of all insects on Earth.
They're taking our jobs.
Taking our jobs.
They're taking our jobs.
Stop. We need to build the ant wall.
Your father was right.
God. All those emails he sent me.
He's been getting marketing emails from Roundup, and I think they've radicalized him.
It's basically the equivalent of like, dude, you know what I love? I love pizza. It's really the only thing I want to eat. And then somebody's like, well, guess what? We're delivering sushi every single day to your doorstep. Well, I don't like sushi. I like pizza. Yeah, but you got to call out for pizza. It takes a while to arrive. We're delivering the sushi to your door every single day. It's going to sit right here at your doorstep.
This is what we call a champagne fucking problem, Jeff. This is, let me tell you something about your analogy. Your analogy makes me like so mad at this guy. All I eat is pizza. Well, here's free sushi. Oh no.
The only 2 food types I can think of at any given moment.
What a nightmare.
I'm just saying, you start eating the sushi, you know what I mean? Whatever it is that's around, when you go from 1% to 35% of all the stuff, there's going to be things that are like, well, fuck it, I'll eat that, okay, fine.
Sure, it's like, even humans, you travel from country to country, and even though we have international global lines of shipping and things like that, some countries just have more of some stuff than other countries. And people, we've seen it. We've seen in people's microbiomes and even some cases genetically. They're just a little different. They digest things a little better because they're from that part of the earth.
That's
But
right.
what we don't
That's
do,
right.
Jeff, what we don't do is we don't evolve tongues that actually end in our chest cavity. That's what we
Yet.
don't do. Okay?
You should see my my chopstick tongues for all the sushi I'm eating.
It's two tongues. It's a forked tongue.
Two independent tongues.
That's right.
That can tap together at the end to grab all the delicious
so this
sashimi.
So this was an evolve or die thing, but it's a curse. It's a curse, Jeff, because you've evolved to eat what is most prevalent around you, but it's so tiny and worthless. Apologies to any ants that we have that are listeners. It's so tiny and worthless that you've got to spend all day trying to eat enough biomass to live.
Well, and the craziest other part is that one of the things that this study learned is that once a species has evolved into being an obligate myrmecophage, they never hop back out.
There's no way out.
Once you have limited yourself to this diet, you never go back.
This is the problem. Okay, I hate to bring it back to capitalism, but this is why you shouldn't hyper-specialize. People are going to tell you to hyper-specialize, and that's fine. But what happens if the market that you hyper-specialized in crashed? What do you do? What do you do when you need to find a job?
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. What, are you going to go back to school? You're too old, Steve. You're too old. It's too late.
You became a MySpace influencer, and now what?
That's
now
right.
There's no MySpace.
You didn't broaden out to other social media accounts. And now your cloud is worthless, you fool. Sorry, Tila Tequila. You're over.
So it almost never happens that, a species will, start just eating maybe the ants are just so fucking delicious that they're like, why would I ever go back? This is great.
I'll tell you why. No, I'll tell you why, Jeff. I'll tell you exactly why. Let me explain something. Not only do these things have sticky tongues that sometimes end in their chest cavity, okay? And rolls up like fucking blinds when you pull on them, okay? Like cartoon blinds. But also, Jeff, they don't chew. You said yourself, they don't have teeth. They don't chew. And since they don't chew, they have a muscular gizzard which they use to physically grind up food on the way down. Their gizzard is muscular enough to grind up food as it swallows it and it's going down and digesting.
Yeah.
They are so hyper specialized that there is no way out of that. How do you evolve out of that? That's a dead end, baby.
It's a dead end. That's what these scientists are learning. But just real quick, I saw the muscular gizzards at Coachella and they were incredible.
Okay. I'm glad we got that one in.
Love the muscular.
I'm glad we got that one in.
No, you're right. This is what this study has come to is that it's great that there's all these ants on Earth, but these species are basically painting themselves into a corner, painting themselves into a long-nosed, sticky-tongued corner with muscular gizzards where, ants go away, they go away.
Good.
There's no other option.
2 birds, 1 stone is what I say to that. Listen,
yeah,
I enjoy A Bug's Life. I also enjoy the DreamWorks version Ants. I enjoy them both for different reasons. But here's what I'll tell you. I don't care. I want them gone.
You don't care?
They don't do anything. But here's the thing: ants do nothing for me. And and I know once again it's a beautiful web, and if the ants go away, then the ecosystem's affected. And get rid of the ants, get rid of the myrmecophages, get rid of, honestly, as long as we're here, just any animal that I find unsettling. Let's just.
Well, I'm wondering if I could get myself a pet numbat, or like a sick aardwolf for the backyard.
Yeah,
and maybe all my ant problems will go away.
Right. And then if the numbat evolves into a goalbat, it'd be able to get twice as many.
That's true.
Or if the aardwolf turned into an arcanine. That'd be huge for you.
I think that'd be huge. This works exactly like Pokemon. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I understand evolution.
Exactly
I host a science podcast. I get how this works. You give them a rare candy.
That's right.
But only if you really like
hold them in your.
Only if you really go ahead, say it.
I was going to say you hold them in your little ball.
Yeah. No, you were going to say that You were gonna say that you hold them in your balls, is what you were gonna say, and you
I
thought
was,
you
but
were
I
you thought
didn't.
you were funny. You
I
thought you were
didn't.
kind of funny there.
I veered away from it because of all the shame that you give me.
Listen, myrmecophages, if ants go away, honestly, ants can't go away. Ants, if anything makes up 20%, of the human biomass, if anything outnumbers all mammals and stuff, ants can't go away. If ants go away, we clearly have an issue with the entire ecosystem. But Jeff, is there a way to just make the weird animals go away so I don't have to see
I mean,
them?
we're working on it.
So I have
working
no.
on
So
the-
is this
Working on it
but-
with climate change.
Yeah, but this is the genuine question. Is this a concern or is this just a cool, fun fact that they're presenting?
I think it's more of a cool, fun fact. I think it's fascinating. One of the discoveries that they made is that there literally were species that were carnivores, like literally eating meat, and that switched over to eating only ants. And
they're
they were shocked by that,
they're
'cause that-
insufferable. When you go out with them, all they talk about is their diet. They're just like, nah, man, I've been intermittent fasting. I'm a
it
myrmecophage
feels
now.
so much better.
It's just
Oh,
like the clarity,
I wake up in the morning and I feel great.
It's not
like,
just
yes.
a physical thing. It's not just a physical thing. It's mental too. The
Yeah.
clarity I
Like,
have
yeah,
now.
sure. All right. Gordon, you do that, but you spend literally all your day with your face in a ant hole. It's like, yeah, but you know what? I feel awesome. It's invigorating.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like
I wish my parents had money so I could spend all day eating ants too. But I got to go to work. I can't just sit around eating ants and thinking and talking about eating ants. Some of us have to have a real job, Gordon.
Have you ever been to that restaurant in LA where you have to order by saying
Yeah. Cafe Attitude.
cafe microphage
That's
or
right.
whatever it's called? Myrmecophage.
Whatever it's called. We've already forgotten. Listen, this episode's over. We've already forgotten. Do you think people think we
I
know?
thought this was fascinating.
People think we remember
read
this
it.
stuff. We don't remember this
No.
stuff.
My favorite thing is when somebody reaches out and goes, "Man, when you said that thing," and I was like, "I said that thing."
That
Yeah.
does sound funny. Good for me.
That-
Good for me.
Hey,
No.
all right.
I think this is cool. I think it's very interesting that this reminds me of sort of like the idea of carcinization, right? Like on an infinite timeline, everything evolved into crab. But this is kind of like a
Right.
very different version of that where it's like not everything will evolve into crab or not everything will evolve into myrmecophage. Like it's such a rarity, but it can be done just like carcinization. It can be done by any species if it really needs to, is what's fascinating.
Right. Yeah. And it probably will. Like each sort of strain, a type of mammal is going to get there, or at least some subset of that will do it.
Listen, I don't care what this
I
makes
would
me
like-
sound like. I will not date a myrmecophage. Their tongues are weird
That's
and their
that-
gizzards are
hey.
strange.
don't knock it till you tried it, my friend. I want to, as we end here, there's a list of some of these myrmecophages, and I want to ask which ones you've heard of. Okay. Cause we know about anteater. We've all heard of an armadillo and an aardvark.
Yep.
Right.
We know the
I'm
numbat
sure you've heard
now.
of we know the numbat now. We know the aardwolf. You've heard of a mongoose. Have you heard of a sloth bear?
Feels like a hat on a hat. If I'm
It
honest.
does. It does. It just feels like some bear fucked a sloth. Is what that sounds like.
Like if I'm honest, it's not as cool to me as like an owl bear, which I know isn't real. But like if one of them's
Sloth
wait.
bear is much easier to defeat. Lower AC on the sloth bear.
lower
for
AC,
sure.
but here's what I'll tell you, Jeff. Did just look up a sloth bear, and they are adorable yet haunted. They
How
are
about-
they are adorable and haunted. That's a bonus. That's like a Victorian child ghost that wants to play with you and has no ulterior motives. Like it's not like come play with me and I'm going to pull you into hell. Literally just a kid that wants to play. Creepy because it's a ghost.
I haven't looked. There's only I gotta look up sloth bear just so I can see what you're.
I just showed you a sloth bear.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know if I'd be able to identify sloth bear just looking at it.
To
All
me,
right,
if
how
you showed
about-
me a sloth bear, I'd just be like, yeah, bear.
Bear. It looks like bear.
I would
But he's
not
like,
know.
"Oh, I'm
I would
so
not
much
know
slower."
from this bear. And here's the thing. I'm not going to look up.
They have different faces.
Oh no, I did. I said I wasn't going to look up what they look like when their mouth is open or when they're eating because I don't want to ruin how cute the bear is. But I did, Jeff. I did. And if you honestly, here's the thing. You know that my sweet dog had to have all
God,
its teeth pulled.
Yeah.
And now when my dog opens its mouth, it's weird. It's like you're looking at a stuffed animal. Something's missing, but you can't register
Yeah.
what. This bear opens
Yeah.
its mouth, and it's soft mouth.
It's not right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it looks like a very elderly bear.
Yeah.
It looks like
It's not it. It's not it. That's all I'm saying.
All right, I got a few more.
Okay.
I got a few more. Have you heard of the elephant shrew?
Are you talking about my mother-in-law? Am I right, everybody? My mother-in-law? Hey, everybody.
Have you heard
Hey,
of
everybody. My mother-in-law? Shut up. I'm going to show you an elephant shrew. No. We're not skipping because this one is...
Are we doing this with all of them? Because I got a bunch. All right, go ahead.
Jeff.
Look at the elephant shrew.
We're not going to look at them?
Elephant shrew's cute.
The elephant shrew is adorable. You were going to try to skip this?
It's cute.
Let me explain this to you. People who are not...
It's tiny.
People who are not video supporters at patreon.com/wehaveconcerns. The elephant shrew is a teeny little... It looks like the jerboa, the little jumping mouse. It looks like a jerboa, except
with an anteater's nose.
Except fat.
It's got an
fat.
It's a chubby little like gerbil with an anteater's nose on it.
Yes, tube, tiny tube. It's like where the regular nose tip would be on a mouse. Like it still has the whiskers and everything, and it looks like you're getting to where the little nose is. No, fuck you. No nose, weird tube, like some sort of Hanna-Barbera character that's from space. Weird little mouse.
Have you heard of a pangolin?
Yeah, everybody knows a pangolin. Pangolins are cool looking, but they're weird.
They're cool. They look like they have armor. They're cool. Yeah. How about a tenrec?
I did a pangolin paladin once in a
Did you?
D&D. Yeah, pangolin paladin because I like the sound of it. And they look armored.
Have you heard of a tenrec?
Tenrec?
Tenrec looks like a hedgehog, basically.
Tenrec. Rusted.
Tenrec.
A tenrec. Oh my God. Oh my God, it's beautiful. Oh my God, it's wonderful. The tenrec looks like a tiny armadillo or a tiny anteater. Let's say a tiny anteater touched the third rail of a subway.
Yeah, it got electrocuted and all its little spiny things. It was being
electrocuted in a cartoon. It's got these gorgeous Technicolor yellow spines or quills. Dude, it's really crazy looking at these because yes, there are similarities between all of them, but you can tell that they came from very different places. Right? Like you can tell like the one that we just looked at, the little bitty guy. You're just like, I kind of see how a mouse turned into this, but there's no way that it came from the same place as the tenrec, which comes from like these extreme Saturday morning cartoon.
All right, along the same lines as the tenrec, look up the echidna.
Oh, the echidna.
Echidna. Oh, you've heard of this? Echidna.
Yeah, Knuckles.
I've never heard of it.
Knuckles, Sonic and Knuckles.
You're right. Oh my gosh, you're right.
The protector of the Chaos Emeralds. Pay attention.
And eater of
Read
ants,
a book. Read a book, Jeffrey. He's the protector of Angel Island. Know your history.
I'm again shamed. And then okay.
Well, here's the thing I will say about an echidna. There's no way that you're going to look at a real echidna and see Knuckles and go, yeah, that's the same animal.
No universe. No, they literally just stole the name and drew whatever the hell they wanted to make it look like Sonic. All right. How about this one? This is the last one. Golden mole.
The arch nemesis, nemesis of the Fantastic Four.
Golden mole. Yeah.
Yeah, the golden
the golden mole is attacks James Bond mole.
Here's the thing. The golden mole, no eyes, smooth.
No eyes. Yeah.
Very smooth. Smooth mole.
I mean,
Looks
it
like
looks like a
regular
Pokemon.
mole with eyes photoshopped out.
It does look like the eyes have been photoshopped out. It looks like, have you ever seen when somebody takes AI and says, like, let's make Pokemon look photorealistic?
Yes.
This is what comes up.
Yes. I do have a picture of somebody holding the golden mole, and it's smaller than you think based on that picture.
It's tiny.
It's a little guy. Here you go. It's small.
Well, he only eats ants. How big is he going to get, man?
I don't know. Some of them are big, dude. Pangolin pretty big.
Anteater big.
Anteater big.
Yeah.
These are
big.
weird animals.
Weird.
There are eyes in the golden mole, but they are very hidden and very small. But
He's got
let me
big
tell you
eyebrows? Is
something.
what he says? Like,
let me tell you something.
eyebrows?
I'm looking at it. I'm not seeing them. Like, I'm not seeing them, man. They're dumb looking. Actually, a golden mole might be my favorite. The more I look at it, the more I think about it.
It's adorable.
Just the idea of cool little guy, big nose, smile, claws, no eyes, no visible eyes. I love it.
There's a Reddit post that came up that is just entitled "Golden Moles Have Eyebrows, but they're covered by skin."
Okay.
All right.
Nobody. Hey, man.
Golden moles are often called the shark of the dunes due to the way they swim through sand. What? How rad is that?
I want to be the shark of the dunes. Dude, that's such a cool name. The shark of the dunes.
They swim through sand?
Like Tremors.
That's badass.
They're like
Tremors.
They're like Dune, Jeffrey. They're like little Dune.
Sick.
Imagine like baby Dune. They don't want to eat people.
Dune, but adorable.
Yeah. Tiny little like
just
Dune
ants.
babies. Like, hey, Denis Villeneuve, think about this. After the trilogy's over, consider this Saturday morning cartoon, a little synergy for the kids, a little Disney Junior, Nick Jr., whatever you need to do. Think about Dune babies.
Yeah.
Think about
Mwadi baby.
Mwadi baby. Or Maudie, little Maudie and its best friend Maudie and her best friend Dibble. And they swim around like sharks under the sand, but they only eat ants, and the ants are animated as ugly and stupid because they are.
Yes. So we don't care about them.
Yeah, we don't care about them. That's dumb. I love this. I love a weird animal.
Me too.
A weird animal is great.
I love discovering weird animals, especially weird mammals are very fun.
I think it's a great reminder. Yeah, I think the reason I love it, I think the thing that I really love about it, and the reason why it always tickles people so much, is it is a reminder that like there are so many different little environments and sub-environments that are different than your day-to-day in such a huge way. Like, it's something that makes the earth feels very compressed because we get to like look at everything on the internet and see pictures and video, but we're really seeing pictures and video of like human-centric things most of the time. And so it's nice to just see like, well, the earth is kind of like an amazing and strange place. It kind of like renews your sense of adventure, you know?
Yeah.
I'm going to eat one of those moles. Is that weird to say? Is that a weird way to end this? Is that I'm going to eat one of those moles?
A little.
I'm gonna though.
About stuff that eats ants, and you're like, I want to eat those things.
Yeah, because I don't want to eat ants, but like, I think I could eat that mole. It would never even see me coming.
It would definitely not see you coming,
even though it does have eyebrows. Okay, Reddit. Okay, Reddit guy. I don't want to make you angry. Hey, everybody, do you want to share some weird animals with us, or maybe you'd like to share that you eat ants? I don't know. We don't shame. That's not what we're about.
No, we're a safe space.
That's right.
In our Discord, that's for sure.
Yeah, head over to patreon.com/wehaveconcerns. And for just $1 a month, you can join our Discord, which is where everybody hangs out. We're talking. We're chopping it up out there. We're saying things. You can say whatever you want. We got channels for everything.
It's the best, and it's the best people. And if you have a little extra that you can slide our way to support the show to make sure it keeps going, we don't have any ads. The only way we support it is through your generous donations at patreon.com/wehaveconcerns. If you got a little extra, you get a little extra. You got the bonus content. You got those the beginnings of every episode. You got video content, all for supporting our show at patreon.com/wehaveconcerns.